A popular Pittsburgh cafe closes its doors once again. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on that coming up.
The new legislative session has kicked off in Missouri with many new proposals up for debate. In book lovers swap stories at the Joplin Public Library this weekend.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News. I'm Blake Gully. For the second time in the last year, Harry's Cafe in Pittsburgh has closed down. KOAM's Kenny Foreman spoke with the now former manager of the cafe about why the iconic establishment has reached this decision.
As much as she loved her job, killer Chandra Nichols could tell things were trending in the opposite direction.
There is a lot of door dashing. There's a lot of eating at home. We've seen an increase in local activity being out at all these local businesses, but it has dropped down from what it was years ago.
This marks the second time the cafe has closed. The first time came in January 2025 before relatives and community members pitched in to reopen it 2 months later. This time around, however, it's a little more uncertain.
We didn't have that backing with us anymore, and unfortunately we were hindered by too many back issues that were owed by everyone. So, like I said, a sinking ship with a bunch of holes can't always be repaired.
Although its surrounding businesses have thrived, competition never seemed to be an issue.
We are real big here in this area about businesses supporting businesses, and where one of us may need help, one of the other us will step in and help each other out. It's all about creating a bigger and a better community in our local area.
Nichols says that the close-knit nature of the cafe is something that's hard to replicate.
I experienced 3 of the best years of my life in this place. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to do, but it was one of the biggest shows of community I've ever seen in this place. It is not a typical place.
In Pittsburgh, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
At this time, the owners have not commented on the future of the cafe. Missouri lawmakers are back in Jefferson City as the legislative session kicks off. One of the biggest proposals on the table this year has garnered the support of Governor Mike Kehoe, a plan to eventually eliminate Missouri's state income tax. KOAM's Nellie Lopez has the details on how lawmakers are taking this up.
This week, Missouri kicked off 2026 legislative session. In December, nearly 700 pre-filed proposals were submitted that will now come before the chambers. The governor of the state of Missouri, Mike Kehoe, made a statement about what he hopes to accomplish this year. We look forward to working with the General Assembly this year to advance our budgetary and legislative priorities, including our efforts to responsibly eliminate state income tax. Senator Mary Elizabeth Coleman sponsors Senate Bill 1240, stating current law imposes an income tax on all Missouri taxable income for all the tax years beginning on or after January 1st, 2027. This eliminates the Missouri individual income tax. Senator Jill Carter has sponsored a series of proposals, including Senate Bill 1242, which establishes the Missouri Crime Victims Fund. The Victims of Crime Act of 1984 was passed to assist states in providing high-quality services to those directly related to emotional healing and recovery of abuse. Senator Carter says federal funding for this program has been waning greatly over recent years. This bill will create a state-run program affirming Missouri's support for these victims. We will work to assure the federal bureaucracy doesn't stand in the way of helping victims of these horrible crimes. The Senate will reconvene on Monday, January 12th. As Missouri begins to debut the pre-filed proposals, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas are gearing up for their legislative sessions that'll take place later this winter. In Joplin, Nellie Lopez, KOAM News.
The governor of Missouri is set to give his State of the State address outlining his legislative proposals and budgetary priorities. That will happen this Tuesday. Meteorologist Donald O'Keefe joins us with the first look at weather.
Well, it's been a bit of a cool evening, but the warm-up is coming tomorrow. But taking a look at our current our temperatures for today, we got up to 42 degrees. The average is 44 degrees, so just a little bit below average for this time of year. If you're planning your evening tonight, it is going to be dropping down to 31 degrees. Mostly clear conditions on the colder side. Winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. But let's take a look through time tonight into tomorrow morning. Clear skies as we get into Monday morning. Then some passing clouds. We're going to see temperatures in the low 30s for Monday morning. Then by Monday afternoon, the sun starts to come out. Now we're going to be warming into the mid to upper 50s to start our work week. So a great start to the work week for us with mild temperatures. And as we get into Wednesday, those highs in the 40s will return, but we're also watching for possible snow chances later this upcoming week as well. I'll have those details coming up.
A sweet smell filled the air today as SEK's favorite homesteader, Kathy Flora, hosted her hands-on cinnamon roll class. Participants spent the afternoon learning how to turn a simple yeast dough into rich, old-fashioned iced cinnamon rolls, and each participant took home a full pan. Kathy walked the small group through several dough and ice variations, offering tips and techniques in a relaxed setting. And the class size was limited, and the workshop filled up very quickly.
I'm passing on things that were taught to me 50 years ago by Grandma. So I love seeing it done the old-fashioned way. Hate to see some of these recipes and methods be lost.
Yes, and for those who missed it, Kathy will be back on March 8th with a sourdough English muffin class. Book lovers gathered at the Joplin Public Library this weekend for the much anticipated book swap. Community members brought in books they finished and left with something new, whether it was one title or several. Attendees enjoyed sharing their favorite reads, discovering new stories, and connecting with fellow book lovers.
My favorite part is just seeing what people bring in and what they end up taking with them, and just like readers from the community coming together, exchanging books, chatting about books. It's really exciting.
And for teens, you're not missing out. A youth adult book swap is coming at the end of January. Coming up, in Oklahoma, doctors say she has weeks to live, but her strength is inspiring everyone around her. Plus, protesters gathered in Portland to push for accountability after recent shootings. A single mother from Oklahoma is planning her own funeral. After doctors gave her just weeks to live, she set up a GoFundMe to raise money for her own final expenses and to provide for her children. Jade Morrow has the story.
I can't, it's not like something on her knee, like she's fallen on her knee and I can just put a Band-Aid on it. I can't do it. I can't fix this. I have to let her fight this herself. And I can't take it away from her. And it doesn't, it's hard. It's hard every day to have to sit and watch her go through that.
28-year-old Kaylin Goff was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer 3 years ago and has been fighting for normalcy ever since.
She still did her hair, her makeup, her nails, and everything. You would not even know. Never felt sorry for herself or anything through the whole thing. She just went on and did it.
But just 2 weeks before Christmas, all of that changed for Kaylin when the cancer spread to her brain and bones.
There's just nothing they can do for her. It's spread that much. They've already done 5 different cycles of chemotherapy on her. There's no more because her body can't handle it, because of the congestive heart failure and things like that.
Kaylin was told she has 6 weeks to live. Only 6 weeks left with her family and her 2 children.
It's a hard thing, especially here we are. You never think you'll end up at this spot, right, like where we are, and she never thought she would either. We thought we'd beat it. And now we're planning a funeral, and it's just heartbreaking.
Kaylin has issued a GoFundMe that will go towards her own funeral expenses and her 2 young children, something her mother, Myra, said shows the type of person Kaylin is.
She still wants to be able to look out for them and try to plan for their future, and I thought that it was nice that she actually did that.
From the beginning of Kaylin's fight until now, her mother says her faith has played a huge part in her perseverance, something that has inspired her and her family.
If she doesn't complain for what she's going through, why do we gotta complain, Yep, absolutely. She inspires us all to do that, especially me. She's my little hero is what she is.
A hero to many. As of tonight, donations continue to pour in as the community rallies to help the family reach their goal. It was a ride one Waymo passenger in Phoenix, Arizona will never forget. The self-driving car drove down the light rail tracks, forcing the passenger to flee the vehicle. As Michaela Castillo reports, it was all caught on video.
Oh, A scary situation for a Waymo passenger this week after a Waymo car was caught on camera driving down the light rail tracks.
Here comes a train.
The video taken by a bystander near Central and Southern Avenue shows the moment the autonomous car stops on the tracks just before an oncoming light rail,
Oh, get out, get out, get out.
causing the passenger to run out of the vehicle before the car continues to drive down the tracks near another train.
I actually felt a little sorry for the car. It had obviously sort of made a bad decision and got itself into a difficult place.
Andrew Maynard, an emerging and transformative technology professor at ASU, says while these situations are pretty rare, they do happen.
This is exactly one of those edge cases, we call them. Something unexpected where the machine drove like a machine rather than a person.
These autonomous vehicles are equipped with 29 cameras and update their routes and systems weekly. But in the area where the incident happened, there was construction and the light rail was added to the spot within the last year, which Maynard says could have contributed to the rail track detour.
I think Waymo have a challenge because no matter what they do with their system, there are always going to be unexpected circumstances where they have to learn from them.
While incidents like this may draw skepticism about how safe these cars are, Maynard says he believes they're likely safer than your typical human driver.
These cars in many circumstances are safer than human drivers because they don't have all the distractions that a human driver does.
Later, neighbors in St. Louis went bananas after spotting monkeys rolling around the neighborhood, and animal control is on the job.
And we're going to see nice temperatures to start the work week, highs in the 50s and 60s, and possibly snow by next week. Those details coming up. Well, it's a bit of a cold end to our weekend, but temperatures are on the rise for tomorrow and even into Tuesday. Let's take a look ahead right now. We're going to see mild temperatures to start the week. Like I was saying, we're going to see highs in the mid-50s, even low 60s by Tuesday, but the highs in the 40s will return by Wednesday, and we're also tracking some possible snow chances by later next week as well. So let's get into it. Taking a look at our almanac, the high today was 42 degrees. The average is 44 degrees, so just a little bit below average for this time of year. For tonight, dropping down to 31 degrees, mostly clear conditions. Like I said, that's a bit on the colder side. Winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. But let's take you through time on our future track. Tonight into tomorrow morning, we're going to see temperatures get into the low 30s by Monday morning, but then that sun's going to start popping out and warming things up for our Monday afternoon. Winds out of the southwest will be helping that as well. Now we're seeing highs in the mid 50s, even to the lower 60s by in the southern counties for our Monday. Getting into Monday night and Tuesday morning, still a bit on the cool side, but not too bad. It's around 7 a.m. temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, even low 40s for some of the counties as well. By Tuesday afternoon, now we're going to see those highs in the low 60s. So a great Monday and a great Tuesday. But if you're planning your day for tomorrow, mostly sunny skies through the day, high at 57 degrees. Like I said, can't ask for a better start to the work week. Tomorrow night, we're going to see temperatures only get down to 42 degrees, mostly clear conditions. Winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Taking a look outside at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Cam. Not a bad evening, but it is, like I said, on the cooler side for tonight. But it has been very dry over the last couple of days. We did have a little bit of precipitation recently, but that didn't help too much. Most of our area for our drought tracker has moderate drought and even severe drought out there to the east and down there by the Ozarks as well. But there is possibly some hope in sight. Let's take a look at our upper level flow. This is what's telling us what's going to happen over the next week or so. So this is Monday. We're interacting with a very weak high pressure system that's going to make those temperatures go up for us on Monday and Tuesday. But here comes the change on Wednesday. There's a low pressure system up there in Canada that's dragging down all this cold Arctic air into our area, but there's those rain chances I was talking about Wednesday morning. It's going to be very brief and light, but definitely might be some messy rain for us on Wednesday morning. As we get into Friday, there's our next system up there in Canada bringing more cold Arctic air behind it, and there's those snow chances I was talking about by Friday night into Saturday morning. Now it's still a bit out, but we're going to keep an eye on that over the next couple days to see if that snow manifests, and then behind that system system, more cold air will be behind it. So let's take a closer look. Monday, temperatures in the mid-50s. As we get into Tuesday, now we're going to see those temperatures jump up into the upper 50s and low 60s. There's those rain chances I was talking about Wednesday morning. Those will start to push out, but colder temperatures behind it through Wednesday, and we're going to see those temperatures Thursday morning, into the upper teens. Thursday not warming up too much into the mid-30s, and then there's those snow chances I was talking about by Friday evening. But like I said, it's still a bit out, but we're going to keep an eye on that as the next couple days go through. So not too bad with overnight lows for the next couple days, but then you can see by Wednesday, those overnight lows will drop into the lower 20s and upper teens. Taking a look at our 7 to 10 day here, 56 degrees on Monday, 61 degrees on Tuesday, dropping back to the 40s by Wednesday, and then possibly snow flurries by Friday.
Well, and I see into the following week, I see some 60s may come back.
There's a possibility, but It is January, so.
I love it when the weather gets warmer, but I know people are excited for the snow.
I know.
Thank you, Donald. Still ahead in sports is day 2 of the NFL playoffs. Ben McLeish has recaps from the AFC and the NFC wildcard matchups coming up next in sports.
The NFL playoffs are underway, and if yesterday was any indication, we're in for a wild ride. So strap yourselves in and get ready for another wild day of wild card matchups. Josh Allen and the Bills take on Trevor Lawrence's Jaguars in the first game of the day. We start in the second quarter, Jacksonville in the red zone. Lawrence fires it to Brian Thomas Jr. to give Jacksonville the 7-3 lead. But here come the Bills. Allen dropping back, finding Keon Coleman on the sideline. He slips through a tackle and takes it all the way down inside the 10-yard line. Allen's a little banged up on that throw, but he'll play through it. And a few plays later, he bulldozes his way into the end zone for the Bills' first touchdown of the day. Buffalo retakes the lead. They'd hold on to it until the fourth quarter, where Lawrence, taking his time, zips it to Parker Washington for the touchdown. The Jaguars are back out on top, 17-13. And this fourth quarter was electric as the Bills march right down into the red zone. Allen pump fakes and has Dalton Kincaid for the score and the 20-17 lead. But just a few minutes later, the Jaguars respond. Lawrence on the play action flips it to Travis Etienne. He sheds a tackle and scores for the third lead change of the fourth quarter. But don't count out Josh Allen. He leads the Bills down to the 10-yard line, but needs some help on the tush push. His linemen push him all the way down to the 1-yard line. And a play later, he's into the end zone for the lead. The Jaguars are down to their last hope with just over a minute to play. And on the first play of the drive, Lawrence's throw is picked off. The Buffalo Bills take down the 3-seeded Jaguars 27-24 to advance to the divisional round. Next up, the reigning Super Bowl champion Eagles host the San Francisco 49ers. And on the first drive of the game, Brock Purdy fires down the middle to DeMarcus Robinson. Robinson has the first down and much more, juking defenders and taking it all the way down to the red zone. A few plays later, Purdy connects with Robinson for the touchdown. What a great start for San Fran. But the Eagles march right down to the goal line and cap off the drive with a give to Dallas Goedert. He runs into the end zone to put the Eagles on the board, 7-6 after a missed PAT. Heading to the second quarter, Philly with a huge fourth down in the red zone. Hurts rolls to his right, passes to Goedert for his second touchdown of the day. Eagles take the lead. Fourth quarter, Niners down by 6, but they're going to run some trickeration. The wide receiver, Juwan Jennings, launches downfield for McCaffrey. He hauls it in for the touchdown grab. Niners back on top, but after an Eagles punt, they look to add more. Purdy's pass is intercepted by Quinion Mitchell, and Philadelphia takes the lead on a field goal. Purdy brings the Niners back to the goal line. Third down, scanning the field. He's got McCaffrey in the end zone for the lead in the final 3 minutes. The Eagles need a touchdown to keep their season alive. Fourth down, Hurts has got Goedert for the first down, but the Eagles would get themselves in another 4th down situation, needing 11. Hurts' pass falls incomplete, and the San Francisco 49ers take down the reigning champ Eagles 23-19. Well, the 2026 Kansas Shrine Bowl rosters were announced today, and several local players earn a spot on the East roster. Colgan's Clayton Adamson, Chanute's Brady Alonzo, Parsons' Chandler Henson, Pittsburgh's Damaris Party, and Labette County's Michael Reed all earned spots on the roster, and Labette County's head coach Bradley Argabright also gets a spot on the Shrine Bowl coaching staff after the Grizzlies' incredible season. Well, that's it for sports. We're back with more after this.
A manhunt is underway in St. Louis, Missouri, but officials are not looking for a suspect. Instead, they are searching for several monkeys that are on the loose. It's unknown where the monkeys came from, but as Robert Townsend tells us, they are still in St. Louis.
Two St. Louis animal control officers pounding the pavement with their catch poles in hand. But this desperate duo wasn't on the lookout for stray dogs. Their mission? Find some monkeys.
I think of danger because that's a wild animal.
Wild animals in Marva Young's North Side neighborhood.
Look at his doggone fingers. Then he got them sharp teeth. He almost looked like them old orangutans.
You might say Thursday afternoon, nervous neighbors and even one police officer went bananas and flooded the phone lines after spotting at least one and possibly four of these monkeys on the loose. Health officials call them vervet monkeys. They have black faces, white eyebrows, and grayish green fur.
We have dogs around here, cats, mice.
And now monkeys?
And now monkeys.
5 on Your Side has learned a man working on Redbud Avenue first saw two of the monkeys. Incredibly, he whipped out his cell phone and snapped clear photos of the unexpected visitors. One was patiently perched on a front porch, another about to carefully cross a curb. And check out this camera-ready primate standing up and seemingly posing for a picture.
That's real crazy. At this time, we don't know where the animals came from.
Animal control officers spent a lot of time in this North Side neighborhood. They walked through alleys and they even searched all around here at O'Fallon Park, but not one sign of those monkeys. Vervet monkeys' native land is in Africa. A monkey-weary Marva just wants them out of her neighborhood.
Make sure your door's locked because the monkeys are loose.
I want to be Barbara's friend, but any final notes on weather?
Yeah, well, those monkeys are going to enjoy the really nice weather we're going to have for Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures in the mid-50s on Monday, getting to the low 60s on Tuesday, but cooling back down on Wednesday, and we might even see snow flurries by Friday, too.
Ooh. And what about sports, Ben?
Well, it's been an exciting start to the NFL playoffs. Tomorrow, the game I'm most excited about, the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Houston Texans in the final matchup of the first round. I hope it lives up to all the other games.
We'll be looking for that and much more. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.